Hey there, aficionados. Kevin here from N.O.A.H, Northern Ontario Aquarium Hobby. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing. I just got a shipment from SKA Shrimp and Nature Aquariums from Calgary, Ontario, no, from Calgary, Alberta, up here in Canada. I was one of the winners of his plant ID contest, for which I won some swag. I got some plants and some other extras coming along, but with that I also ordered some plants that are going to be going into a tank that I can't show you yet. You will be seeing it in a couple months maybe, once everything's grown in and everything. But I just wanted to do an unboxing. I had a great experience dealing with Hung Lee. Amazing customer service. Guy's got a fantastic selection of plants and other things, some ADA stuff, other accessories and everything. Everyone go check out his page on Facebook, SKA Shrimp and Nature Aquariums, especially you Canadians out there who are looking for a really great resource for plants and other stuff. So I just wanted to open the box with you and so you can take a look. And I'll talk a little bit about the perks along the way, because again, great customer service. Number one thing I want to point out, the package arrived express from Calgary in town here yesterday, and it just missed the sorting cutoff to be put on the truck to be delivered out yesterday. So like 1 day delivery from Calgary to Ontario. It was pretty cool. But literally moments after I got the notice that it had been missed, I got a message from Hung Lee saying, "Oh, I noticed that your package missed the sort." I'm thoroughly impressed with that. To date, thankfully, I haven't had much trouble with shipments, but I've still never had a vendor that I've seen be that on top of tracking a package that they've sent. Again, not that I've had bad experience with any of the other vendors I have, just that was a pretty cool little touch of customer service on his part. Really appreciated that. Now, one other thing I want to say, again, another cool point of customer service that I really appreciated. I could get kind of picky and finicky, especially when I'm working on a very specific tank. I have ideas in my head, and I put out the requests for what plants he may have, or suggestions of, and sometimes I can change my orders and change my mind and everything like that. And he was so accommodating, answering back right away with suggestions, and he's got such a wide variety to choose from. That he was able to just pick the best options for what I was looking for. And again, just top-notch customer service. Dealing with my sort of finicky habits, and sometimes I know might get overwhelming for some vendors. Sorry guys, I'm passionate about what I do, and sometimes my OCD just clicks in. But again, just top-notch customer service there from Hung Lee at SKA Shrimp and Nature Aquariums, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So gonna open the box and see what we got. All right, so first, I don't know if the overhead light is too strong here. I've got some really nice, a nice ECHINODORUS URUGUAYENSIS. I want to try this in my cold water domestic tank, my bluegill. I think I've shown it in the back of some videos, but I want to give this a shot. Okay, and here's something that I've been waiting for. This was what I won from the Plant ID contest here. This is Java Fern, Thailand Red variety. This used to be around in the hobby a lot more, and it sort of kind of disappeared for quite a while, and he was able to get some of this, and he started growing it out, and I'm going to start to grow it out, and if I can get this really thriving and blooming too, I hope to be able to make some of this available to other people as well, just so we can spread it out and really get this going. Now you can't see it probably as well here, but the thing that makes this the red Java fern is the younger leaves, where it's different than normal Java fern. The younger leaves have a really nice sort of red orangish tint to them. They do go more just standard green like a regular Java fern as they get older, but it starts off with the nice orange sort of undertones to it. Really nice, and hopefully I can get this blooming, so I'll keep you guys posted on that one as well. Alright, next we have some cups. Got some tissue culture plants. I'll talk to you guys a little bit in another video about tissue culture for those of you who don't know. Looks like these. This is some Monte Carlo, MICRANTHEMUM Monte Carlo, coming from Tropica. This one here. So again, I'll talk sometime about the benefits of tissue culture plants. We've got another bag of tissue culture. These are really well wrapped. I don't know if yeah, I didn't actually mention, or if you could see, but the bags say that the fern and the sword were in. They're all vacuum sealed, nice and tight. So that's beautiful packaging there. And again, this is tied up so tight I'm going to have to tear into the little bag to get into it. So this again is some tissue culture. Oh, this one is the Ludwigia ARCUATA. Sorry, I forgot how to pronounce it. This one is coming from Hortolab. So again, tissue culture, still packed in the gel, a slightly different packaging than the Monte Carlo. But now this plant here, this grows, I'll say similar to pearlweed, perhaps a little bit bigger, but it gets a really nice red coloration, especially under the proper lighting and with CO2. Although CO2 isn't always specifically necessary to get this to redden up, it does redden quite easily, and you can't really see it in the camera very well, but you can see some lighter bits where there is some yellowing and oranging, but yellowing not in an unhealthy way, but just taking on a tad of its coloring already. So yeah, some more tissue culture from Hortolab. Okay, so right, because he had noted that there was a little bit of potential melt going on with this one from Tropica that he was sending me of the Monte Carlo, he supplemented it with a Hortolab tissue culture of the same plant. So again, fantastic customer service. Another tissue culture here. Right, this is my Ludwigia Super Mini Red. Again, this does redden up quite readily. Stays very small for a Ludwigia again. And once more, I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up or not, but again, you might be able to see that there is already some a little bit of coloring in there, and again, this will redden up well with some good strong lighting and CO2. Again, from Hortolab. Ooh, okay, so here, again, really well packaged. This is fantastic. he's got, these are some BUCEPHALANDRA that I ordered in as well. Now, with part of winning the contest there, I got a store credit, so everything over here aside from the red fern was stuff that I was ordering in for my tank. And then I used a little bit of the store credit to get a few more plants to come in to test out for this other tank. So the BUCEPHALANDRA is something that he chose. I asked him, grower's choice. You pick for me just any varieties that you think I may enjoy. Just something with a fairly small leaf base for me to use. Forgive me on some of my pronunciations here, but this BUCEPHALANDRA is, this one here is GUNUNG LAWIT. GUNUNG LAWIT. Really nice sort of deep green and brown coloration. And again, that's a beautiful little sample of that there. Good little clump size there. Oh, this is some Brownie Ghost. Now, for the BUCEPHALANDRAs, brownies do typically have some of the smaller leaf varieties, and that's exactly what I was looking for. And these are all actually attached, looks like to a little piece of lava rock, which is nice. It's going to make it easier for me to sort of plunk in the tank to get them established and growing out a little bit before I start placing them exactly where I want them to go. But again, yeah, really nice small leaf variety. I'll do again a little bit of a species focus on the BUCEPHALANDRA versus say the Anubias petite nana sometime. This is the BUCEPHALANDRA Raven. Again, tiny little leaves in there. That's beautiful. Really dark, and I guess that's where the Raven name comes in again. With the glare, sorry if it's a little bit hard for you to see some of these. Yeah, fantastic little leaves. I mean, compared to my finger there, like that's spectacular. Okay, some Brownie Metallica. Again, very tiny leaf. Different leaf shape that's a little bit more paddle shaped than the other brownies that he's been that he gave me here. I don't know if you can see that very well. And oh, some North Star. So again, a little bit larger leaf variety. The North Star I do find tends to have a little bit more tighter node segmentation than some of the other BUCEPHALANDRA, at least from what I've seen. But again, yeah, beautiful example of some Bus. And the last BUCEPHALANDRA I have here is Capit 4. Again, wonderful little Bus variety here. So wow, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beautiful little Bus varieties for me to play around with. This is going into that tank I mentioned that I'm not going to show you just yet, but this is really gonna highlight some great areas there. Next, we've got a portion, a nice portion of weeping moss. It looks really nice in there. I love, sorry, I was just daydreaming with my moss there for a second. I love working with mosses. I've got quite a few coming up in here, but I have some good plans for these. Okay, so in here, yeah, I've got some reticulata, some ERECT MOSS. Again, I don't know how well the camera is going to really pick this up. Quite similar to, this is quite similar to flame moss, but whereas flame moss tends to have that sort of wavy flame look, ERECT moss is really more straight up, really good for mimicking some sort of a stand of bushes, which is exactly what I'm going to be using this stuff for here. Whereas the weeping moss, obviously it weeps, so it tends to droop down, whereas most other mosses, you know, grow either up vertically or sort of out wild like Java moss does, whereas weeping tends to weigh down and weeps like a willow, say. So just, what do I have? Yes, so this is my my shrimp lollies. You can see they sort of look like incense sticks, but what it is, it's a nice little shrimp treat. You poke that down into your substrate and the shrimp will just go crazy, crawling all over that. It's mostly algae. I'm saying here algae and dried egg powder. Ah, okay, interesting. I guess for some added protein there, they went with the egg powder rather than a fish protein. But it's not an everyday feed; it's a treat for your shrimps. All right, this comes from a German company. Excuse me, mein Deutsch ist nicht gut. But Garnelenhaus shrimp lollies. I want to give my shrimp a little treat. Thought about considering trying to make some of these, but I had never actually had any of them before, so I wanted to take a look at them from another company as well, see what I can do to make my own. And if I fail in my attempt to make it, at least I've got some nice supplementary food for my shrimp. So what these are as I noted, these are from Elevate Shrimp. So these are moss ledges. So you attach your suction cup. I'll just pull one out here. I'm sure they're fairly self-explanatory, but for those of you who may not have ever seen these before, so you attach your suction cup, and then you're able to stick this to the side of your, attach your suction cup and stick this to the side of your tank, and then you can grow moss on these, and with all the little holes, gives the moss a chance to sort of grow through and really attach to it and spread out from there. And this allows you to elevate your moss, keep it up a little bit higher so that your shrimp have a place to go and graze. Sometimes they get a little bit nervous, say if you've got cories or other bottom feeders in there with them. Not that there's typically any issues with them, but it gives them just a nice place up and out of the way to go and graze. But also if you don't necessarily have any moss or anything growing anywhere else in your tank or something, or you want to grow more, these will allow you to, sort of grow them elevated so your shrimp can come up here. You can also put, if you don't want to grow moss, any sort of rhizome-based plants, you can also grow up out of your substrate area on these, just sort of as a supplemental. If you're running out of surface to plant on the substrate, on the base, you can grow a little bit of stuff up off the side. Looks really nice, like I said. And you can also put some algae wafers or other fish food on top of these, so the shrimp, not fish food, shrimp food, so the shrimp can actually come up here and graze again in safety away from something that might make them a little bit nervous. Now they do have larger holes, so obviously any sort of like smaller pellet food isn't going to work on that. But I'm going to be using these at least to grow out some of the mosses that I got. whenever I get new plants in, I always have an idea of where I'm going to plant them in a tank, but then I also keep a little bit off to the side and grow some of it immersed and grow some of it just in a grow out, so that I have more volume of it when I need it. All right, so that was my unboxing from SKA Shrimp and Nature Aquariums from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Again, Hung Lee, amazing customer service, great product. I can't wait. Some of this stuff is going into a tank tonight, and other bits I'll be working on over the next couple days. Nice thing about tissue culture is that you can tend to let it sit for a few more days to get it in, but I have a feeling I might be up pretty late dunking some of this stuff into a tank tonight. Can't wait to get my hands wet on this tank, so I can get it in there and get it growing out, so that you folks can see it down the road. But again, I'm going to put the link down there. Definitely, everyone, but Canadians, go check out SKA Shrimp. Check out N.O.A.H Shrimp as well. If you'd like the look of those ledges, you can get them again from SKA Shrimp. So I'll give you the link to SKA, and you can go and peruse through his stock and see what he's got there. There are some other vendors that I deal with here in Canada, and some international ones that as I get more stuff in from different people, I will unbox. But I mean, definitely going to keep picking up stuff from Hung Lee whenever I can, because yeah, amazing product, amazing service. Really liked all of it. So hit subscribe down below. Please share this around, especially just not for the sake of just my channel, but so more people hear about SKA Shrimp and the wonderful product that he carries. You can find him on Facebook. Yeah, so that's it for now. Like I said, there's some builds on the go, some things growing. I'll be coming out some more videos. I had a bit of a slow spring there. I had a lot of stuff working on some other projects and everything like that, but hopefully more videos are going to come fast and furious for us. So again, hope you enjoy. Stay tuned. There's some more foundations of aquascaping coming up, some more elements of design, as well as some product reviews and some information that you all know out there. I'm going to be tackling some of the myths in the planted tank hobby that I think a lot of people out there need to hear. Anyways, so thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Check out SKA Shrimp and Nature Aquariums, and dive right in.